I am Dr. Justin Zane from Miskatonic University, here to tell you the secrets, nay, the hidden history of curses. Witches, warlocks, necromancers, and summoners all have their role in the magical community. However, today we will be discussing the much controversial topic of cursed items. Welcome back to Hidden History. I am Dr. Professor Justin Zane, Esquire, of Miskatonic University. Here to talk to you today about objects, both banal and cursed. That's right. Cursed. I have with me some salt, bath variety. Air fresheners, black ice variety. This is important. An inflatable witch. You never know when you need a little backup. Hello, friend. Have you come to help today? Were you confused by the inflatable witch? Do not pull the string until you would like the witch to appear. A chip clip. For reasons that should be obvious. A coffin box. A string of pearls. Some objects are haunted. Some are cursed. And some just have a vibe that says, do not use after midnight. Today we're talking about cursed objects. The coffee maker, the pianoforte, a box of cereal, the carpet, my bathroom mirror, my cat. All perfectly normal items that throughout history have been considered, in technical academic terminology, cursed. Now you may be wondering, how does an object become cursed? There's a great deal of curiosity regarding how objects become cursed. Sometimes someone wakes up and just chooses violence. I have found this object, and I'm going to perform a ritual upon it in order to curse the item. The goal is simple. Take your personal problems and adhere them to someone else's reality. Some practitioners call this teaching karma for people in a hurry. Fun fact, karma is an opt-in service. Most people never check the box. Sometimes the object spends too long in a haunted house or on the battlefield. Some objects are never meant to be cursed. They simply spend too long in those haunted places. Or an apartment where someone played Fix You by Coldplay more than once in a sitting. They work like emotional ShamWows, trauma sponges, haunted Swiffers. Take your pick. Entire locations can be soured through tragedy, misuse, or the presence of someone who really, truly should not have been given a library card. Early mental health institutions absolutely riddled with curses. Usually because of space wizard amnesia. The space wizard doesn't remember who they are or why they're trapped. But they know they're trapped. So they curse the entire building. Out of sheer cosmic irritation. This is what happened to the infamous No Thoughts Institute. When one Lorem Ipsum came to call. Yes, that Lorem Ipsum. And in the modern era, we have places like the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Not supernatural, but absolutely positively cursed. In the mythic sense, fauna, dolls, schools, Ferris wheels, all trapped in one moment of catastrophic energy. Scientifically speaking, extremely cursed vibes. Objects created for the sake of curses. The nail fetishes. The Nkisi Nkandi of Congo. These are figures specifically built to house spirits and curses. Every nail hammered into them has a new binding pact or punitive magic. The medieval equivalent of a customer complaint form, except this actually does something. The folk tradition of carving small figures to trap a malicious spirit, then weaponizing them, placing them into a target's land. It's like Pokemon. If the Pokemon ruined your crops, made your children be born with the hearts outside of their bodies or some sort of thing. The Gris Gris bags of Louisiana hoodoo tradition. Although these are traditionally created for protection or luck, however, there are several well-documented cases of these bags being created with pure malicious intent. Explicitly for hexing. The artisanal, small batch, handcrafted cursing industry. Support your local witch and always practice safe hex. Curses can also be transferred to objects, also known as the put that thing back where you found her, so help me. Sometimes a curse is stuck on a person, and the solution is to Put it on something else and throw that something else at an unsuspecting third party. Think of the red shoes, for example. Curse goes from the girl to the shoes to everyone that the shoes touch. It's the regifting of supernatural suffering. Moral? If someone hands you free footwear, do not the footwear. Finally, here's the most terrifying category. Oops, all curses. Sometimes something goes wrong in the manufacturing of an item. So heinous that it leads to that item being cursed. Sometimes the item is incorrect. Sometimes emotionally damaged. Cursed paintings, cursed dolls, cursed chairs. Mass-produced tragedy with a warranty. Always check the label. If you see made anywhere near a fault line between realities, send it back. It's time for our favorite segment, Mail from the Edge. Thank you, intern. In which our deepest divers document and provide peer-reviewed material of their ongoing battles with the paranormal. Dr. Zane. There's a box in my basement that sighs and whispers when the lights turn out. Sometimes it's very cold, and there's a scent like spoiled meat. Is it a haunting, or is it a fridge? Haunted in Hamtramck. Dr. Zane, insert answer here. Oh, never mind that. Thank you, Haunted. Sometimes it is difficult to tell when something is an electrical appliance, or perhaps something is a conduit of the occult. I'd say the most important way to tease apart whether it is truly haunted or simply just a Frigidaire you forgot about is to see if there is an electrical plug disconnected. That should solve the problem. Thank you, Haunted. Dr. Zane. The rocking chair I found in a graveyard keeps moving on its own. Not just rocking, but sometimes showing up in different rooms, including the bathroom, where I was making a transaction. Is this normal? Rocking in Roseville. You're not gonna get me again. I have one question first before we deal with any of the supernatural matter at hand. What kind of transaction were you conducting in a bathroom? Is this a metaphor, or is this some kind of illegal activity? Nonetheless, back to the chair. I would say this is most definitely a haunted, cursed item. And you should get rid of it immediately, after you can find your way out of the bathroom. Thanks for venturing with me into the forbidden filing cabinet, which is hidden history. Next week, the shocking expose. Why every mall escalator is just part of one giant mechanical centipede. Until then, dear viewer, be sharp, stay curious, and always dig deeper. I'd say the most important way to tease apart. Every nail hammered into them has a new binding tag, or punitive tag. The medieval equivalent of a customer complaint for appliance. Or perhaps this object spent too long in a haunted house. A battlefield. No. Nah. This object spent too long in a haunted house.